Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all are fine. In the previous lecture, we have discussed the chapter Congruence and Similarities, and I hope it would help you a lot to resolve your queries and help you to sort out your problems. So, yet if there any kind of query or if there any kind of problem solving those chapter or those questions regarding to the chapter, you can ask me directly right now, or you can comment on that video so that I can help you to resolve that problem. Okay, so moving on towards the new chapter. The new chapter is basically the chapter which is the most, basically in the term of the mathematicians, it is basically the conceptual chapter, but according to the students it is the most difficult chapter, which we will discuss today. That chapter is basically the mensuration. So what is basically a mensuration? If we talk about mensuration, so basically if we talk about mensuration is the dealing of the concepts of the area, volume, surface area, perimeter. So these are the things which we will discuss in that chapter, whether they are of 2D shapes or 3D shapes. So here is your chapter in front of your screen. So in today's lecture, we will discuss basically the mensuration of the 2D shapes. That means those shapes which lies on the x and y axis. Those shapes which lies on x axis and y axis, they do not have any kind of concern with the real world. Clear? So basically mensuration deals with the two kind of shapes, that is 2D shapes and 3D shapes. 2D shapes are those which deals with the x and y axis. They do not have concern any in the real world, but the 3D shapes are those shapes like cubic, cuboid, or these are the shapes which do exist in the real world, like a sphere. So in today's lecture we will discuss 2D shapes. So how many kind of 2D shapes are there? There are 8 2D shapes which we will discuss in today's lecture, that are triangle, rectangle, square, rhombus, parallelogram, kite, trapezium, and circles. One by one we will discuss each shape with their property, with the area and the perimeter, and after doing all the 8 shapes we will move on to the practice questions and we'll see how can we solve that problems. So first of all, you must know that 2D shape consists of the two things, that is area and the perimeter. What does area means? Area is basically a space which is occupied by the geometrical figure. That means if we draw a triangle like this, A, B, and C. So this is the shape of a triangle, and this is basically the space which is occupied by this shape. This is your shape, space. So this space is occupied by this shape which is known as a triangle. So this is your area. Done. So 2D shapes consist of an area, and second thing is that perimeter. That means the sum of all the lengths. Any diagram which consists of how many lengths doesn't matter, but what you have to do to find out the perimeter of that shape, you have to add up just all the lengths of all the sides. After adding all the sides, you will get the perimeter of that shape. Clear? So first of all, the shape which we will discuss today is triangle. If we talk about the triangle in mensuration, you people will see that there are two kind of triangles which we will discuss in this chapter. First one is right angle triangle, which is like this. We all know that right angle triangle is a triangle whose one angle is of 90 degrees, and exactly in front of 90 degrees there is a side named as hypotenuse. Clear? So if there is a triangle which is provided to you, that is right angle triangle, to find out the area of a right angle triangle, the formula for area of finding a right angle triangle is half base into height. This is your If we assume that this is our angle, so in front of the angle we have perpendicular, and with the adjacent of angle we have base. This perpendicular is also known as height. So if you have been asked to find out the area of a right angle triangle, what you have to do, just apply the formula, that is half base into height. You have been provided with the value of base and the value of height. After multiplication, suppose you have been provided with the value 3 and here is your value 2. Done. So after applying the formula, you will get 1 by 2 into base is 3 and the height is 2. After cancellation, you will get the answer 3 centimeter square. Similarly, to find the perimeter of all the sides, what you have to do, just add up all these three sides, like 3, 2, and suppose hypotenuse is 4. So 3 plus 2 plus 4 will give you 3, 2, 5, 5 and 4, 9. That is 9 centimeters. So the perimeter of this shape is 9 centimeters. Moving on to the next triangle, which is non-right angle triangle. That means all the none of its side is basically, none of its angle is basically a right angle, that is of 90 degrees. So this is your shape of non-right angle triangle. If we consider this is an angle, for example A, alpha, B and C, and you have been provided by these sides like 3 centimeter and 2 centimeter, and alpha is equals to, for example, 60 degrees. So for non-right angle triangle, the formula for finding the area is 1 upon 2 AB sine C. That means, what does AB and sine C shows us? The AB means those sides which have a single angle common in between them, like 1 upon 2 into 3 into 2, and sine C means sine 60 degrees. After solving, you will get 3 and sine 60 equals to under root 3 upon 2. So here is your centimeter square. Here is your area. Similarly, if we talk about this angle, if you have been provided by this angle, so two sides which you will use is this side and this side, for example 4 centimeter. You have to use these two sides if you want to use this angle, which is any of like 45 degrees. अगर आपको 45 degrees ये वाला angle given है, then you have to use both the sides which have common angle, that is 45 डिग्रीज. तो जब आपके पास ये मेरे पास एंगल मौजूद है, तो आपने दोनों साइडें वो यूज़ करनी है जो जिनके दरमियान वाला एंगल ये है जो कॉमन है बेसिकली. सही है, दोनों साइड्स का कॉमन एंगल अगर आपने यूज़ करना है तो आपने वही दोनों साइड्स यूज़ करनी है. एंड आफ्टर सॉल्विंग यू विल गेट योर आंसर ऑफ एरिया. Similarly, if we talk about the perimeter, sum of all sides, the perimeter is basically the sum of all sides, that is 3 plus 2 plus 4. That means 3 plus 2 plus 4. 3, 2, 5, 5, 4, 9. You have 9 centimeter. Clear? Moving on. So here is the next. Next 2D shape is rectangle. Rectangle is like this: A, B, C and D. So first of all, we must know the properties of a rectangle. Opposite sides are equal and parallel. That means if we talk about this side and this side, these two sides are parallel and equal. Similarly, these two sides are parallel and equal. Opposite sides intersect at 90. Yes, all these sides intersect at 90 degrees. Similarly, diagonals are equal. That means if you draw the diagonal like this, this is our diagonal and this is our diagonal. So diagonals are equal. Yes, diagonals are equal. Diagonals intersect at midpoint. Yes, there is a midpoint at which diagonals intersect. Diagonals do not intersect at 90. That means this is not 90. It is not 90. It can be any of the angle, but it is not 90 degrees. That means it can be 85, it can be 60 or something else, but it cannot be 90. Clear? Diagonals do not intersect at 90. That means the angle does not have a 90 degree. Clear? So to find out the area of a rectangle, the formula is length into breadth. This is your length, this is your length, and this is your breadth. So length multiplied by breadth will give you the area, and the perimeter means you have to add all these sides. 2 breadth and 2 length will give you the perimeter, like 2 into length plus breadth, which will give you the perimeter of a rectangle. Clear? Moving on to the third shape, which is basically a square. So square squish is like this, quite like this. All the sides are parallel, that means equal and parallel. Yes, these sides are equal, these sides are equal. All sides intersect at 90 degrees. Yes, all sides intersect at 90 degrees. Diagonals are equal. Yes, diagonals are equal. Yes, diagonals intersect at midpoint. Yes, they intersect at midpoint. Diagonals do intersect at 90. In rectangle, diagonals do not intersect at 90, but at square, diagonals intersect at 90 degrees, like this, like this, like this. They all are of 90 degrees. Clear? You must know that. So the formula for finding the area is, if we consider it side, 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 the formula is side into side, which will help you, that is s square. And 4 into length, that means 4 side, that means you have to add all the 4 sided, 1, 2, 3, 4. After addition, you'll get 4L. So if we put the value or substitute the value of length or side over here, after multiplication it by 4, we will get the answer for perimeter. Clear? Moving on. Fourth one is the rhombus. So the shape of a rhombus is quite like this. This is your shape. So all sides are equal and parallel. That means these all sides are equal. No side intersect at 90. Yes, obviously this is not 90. This is not 90. Diagonals are not equal. Diagonals are not equal, but diagonals intersect at midpoint. Yes, it is correct. This is the midpoint of both the diagonals. Diagonals do intersect at 90, obvious. This is your 90 degrees. Clear? So for formula for finding out the area is, if we knew the value of a diagonal, which is for example 4 centimeter, after substituting you'll get your answer 1 upon 2. Diagonal into diagonal, that means 4 square, and into 16, you will get your answer 8 centimeter square. Similarly, 4 into length, that means these lengths are basically the sides. So if you have been known by a single side, you can multiply that side into 4, you will directly get the answer. For example, side is for example 2 centimeter, so after 4 times 2 will give me 8 centimeters. So the perimeter of a rhombus is 8 centimeter. Do not confuse yourself by diagonal and length. Diagonal is basically the side, sorry, length is basically the side, and diagonal is basically inside of that rhombus. Clear? Next one, that is Parallelogram. Parallelogram. The shape of a parallelogram is this: A, B, C, D. Basically, the difference between the rhombus and a square is that there the angle of the rhombus is not at 90 degrees, but the angle of the squares are at 90 degrees. Similarly, the difference between the rectangle and a parallelogram is that the angles of the side, angles or the sides intersect at 90 degrees, but in parallelogram the sides do not intersect at 90 degrees. Make sure that in parallelogram the sides do not intersect at 90 degrees. That means these do not intersect at 90 degrees. Similarly, diagonals are not equal. Diagonals are not equal. Make sure diagonals are not equal. They intersect at a midpoint, but they do not make the angle 90 degrees. Why? Because these are the vertically opposite angles. Similarly, these two are also vertically opposite angles. They are not, because of the difference in the sides, the angles of the diagonal are not at 90 degrees. Make sure. So the formula for the area of the parallelogram is base into height. That means to find out the base is this, which is basically the length. This is the base, and height is, if I draw height, it is like this is your height. This is your height, this is your base. So formula for area is base into height. If you have been given with this height and base, after multiplication you will get your answer. But for the perimeter, that is length into breadth. So the base is basically the length for the parallelogram, and this is your breadth. Do not confuse with B for breadth and B for base. Okay, base is used in the area and breadth is used in the perimeter. Breadth is the width basically, and base is the length. Okay, moving on to the next is basically the kite. So if you talk about the kite, the shape of a kite is like this. So the property of the kite is that these two sides are equal. These two sides are equal. Then similarly, diagonals intersect at midpoint. Diagonals intersect. Oh, this is not the midpoint. Yeah, diagonals do not intersect at a midpoint. Make sure diagonals do not intersect at midpoint, because if we find out the midpoint of these diagonals, this is basically at the midpoint, but this line is not at the midpoint. The vertical line, the midpoint of the vertical line is somewhere here. So this is not the midpoint. So diagonals do not intersect at the midpoint. Clear? Diagonals are not equal. Obviously, the size of the diagonals are not equal. Diagonals do intersect at 90. Yes, diagonals do intersect because the shape is like this, perpendicular. So if the shape is perpendicular, these are the angles at 90 degrees. So the formula for the kite is the area equals to half diagonal into diagonal. That means if you have been provided with the value of the diagonal, that is for example 4 centimeter, after multiplication 4 into 4 will give me 16, like we have done in the previous concept of, I think, rhombus or parallelogram. Yeah, rhombus. So the area of a rhombus equals to half diagonal into diagonal. Similarly, the area of the kite is also same, that is half diagonal into diagonal. Similarly, if you talk about the perimeter, perimeter is what? Addition of all the four sides. So this is A, B, or I can say that this is also A because both are same. This is B and this is B. So A plus B plus B. That means I can write it like this: A plus B multiplied by 2. I'll get my answer for perimeter. Make sure the diagonals do not intersect at midpoint. Clear? Moving on. That is trapezium. So here in this chapter, there are three kinds of trapezium which we will discuss. First is the right angle trapezium, whose shape is like this. This is basically a straight bisector. This is the shape. This is at 90 degrees. These two lines are parallel to each other. Make sure in right angle trapezium, two lines parallel to each other having a bisector that is perpendicular bisector that is at 90 degrees. This is the property of right angle triangle. Two parallel lines having the perpendicular bisector at 90 degrees. Clear? The second trapezium is isosceles trapezium, in which whose shape is quite like this. These two lines are parallel to each other. Make sure these two lines are parallel to each other, but they are not equal. But and if we talk about these two lines, they are not parallel to each other, but they are equal. Not parallel, but equal. If you talk about parallel, but not equal. Clear? This is the property of isosceles triangle. Sorry, isosceles trapezium. The trapezium which consists of two parallel lines, but they are not equal, and the two lines which are not parallel to each other, but they are equal in size. Make sure. The third one is the scalene trapezium. The scalene trapezium is like this. So these are the two lines which are parallel to each other, but they are not equal. Similarly, these are the two lines which are neither parallel. These two lines neither parallel nor equal. Make sure these are the two lines which are neither parallel nor equal. These are the two lines which are parallel but not equal. So if we talk about the formula for these shapes, the formula for all the three shapes remains same, that is this formula. If we talk about the area is basically, no, this is basically the perimeter. This is, here is a misprint. This is your perimeter and this is your area. So if we talk about the area equals to 1 upon 2 sum of parallel side. This sign shows us the parallel sides into height. The parallel sides in three of these trapezium are, these are the parallel side, these are the parallel sides. Similarly, these are the parallel sides. But if we talk about the hypotenuse in right angle triangle is simply provided to you, but in isosceles and scalene trapezium, you have to draw it like this. This is your height. So to find out the height, you can apply any of the formula for triangle, and the right angle trapezium. Similarly, if we talk about the scalene trapezium, this is your height. So by any of the reference, you can find out the height, and after finding the height, you can directly apply it into the formula for area, that is equal to half sum of the parallel sides into height. Clear? Similarly, perimeter equals to S1 plus S2 plus S3 plus S4. That means all the four sides of the trapezium should be added to find out the perimeter of a trapezium in all these three cases. Clear? So moving on to the next shape, which is the basically last one, that is circle. So if we talk about a circle, the shape of a circle is like this. This is your shape of a circle. It is your center, and this is the radius. So if we talk about the area, the formula is pi r squared. The value of pi, you can either use 22 upon 7 or 3.142, doesn't matter. Similarly, the value of r is provided to you, for example 2, 3 or 4. You directly substitute the value in the formula and you'll get your answer. This 2 is basically the power of r, not pi. This is only the power of r square, pi r square. This is the formula for area. Similarly, if we talk about the circumference, the formula for circumference is 2 pi r. If we talk about a semicircle, the shape of a semicircle is like this. This is your center O, this is your radius. So if we talk about the area, that is, if the area of a circle is pi r square, after dividing it by 2, because it is your half circle, that is semicircle, after divided by 2 you will get the area. So your formula is pi r square by 2. Similarly, if we talk about the quadrant, that means it is like this shape. So for the area you have to do pi r square by 4. क्लियर? 4 हिस्सों में इसको डिवाइड किया गया है. अगर मैं complete, if we complete a little bit, it is like this, and like this. So इसे 4 हिस्सों में डिवाइड किया गया, 1 2 3 4. So my formula is pi r square upon 4. Similarly, if we complete it like this, it is completed in 2 parts, so pi r square upon 2. So if we talk about the perimeter for a semicircle is 2 pi r. The circumference is basically what? 2 pi r. So 2 pi r, because it is a semicircle, you have to divide by 2, you will get your answer pi r. Pi r is basically the circumference, and to find out the perimeter, you have to add these two radii, so plus 2r. Clear? Similarly, if we talk about this, तो इसके अंदर हमारे पास जो होगा, the circumference for the quadrant is 2 pi r upon 4, and 2 times 1, 2 times 2, you will get your answer pi r upon 2. And these are the two. This is your first radius, and this is your second radius. So 2 radii and plus 2r. Clear? So इस तरीके से जो है हमने इन तीनों की जो है फॉर्मूले को डिज़ाइन किया है. Moving on to the sector, the shape of a sector is like this. So if we talk about the area, it is basically, this is your angle theta. So I can write it theta or x upon 360 into pi r square, because it is the portion of a circle. So you have to use the formula of a pi r square. Similarly, if you talk about the arc length is basically what? The circumference. So what you have to do for arc length, you have to use the formula theta upon 360 into arc length is this one, 2 pi r. And similarly for the perimeter, this is the radius and this is the radius, and you have to add these two radius in the arc length, that is theta upon 360 into 2 pi r plus 2r. These are the two radii which should be added in the arc length to find out the perimeter of our sector. Clear? I think question is quite clear. Sorry, the concepts of all the 2D shapes are quite clear. Is there any query? And if, you can ask me right now, giving you 2 minutes more. So I think there is no query regarding this. So moving on to the questions. Your first question is in front. Question says that OABC is a quadrant of a circle of radius 10 centimeter. Calculate. First of all, you must notice which diagram is in front of you. This is whole a quadrant, and we know that the formula for quadrant is, the formula of area for the quadrant is pi r square upon 4. Done? Clear? So this is the area for quadrant, and area of a triangle is half. Since it is a right angle triangle, so half into base into height. So question number 1, part 1, they ask you to find out the area of a triangle OAC. OAC. So the formula for area of a triangle is half into base into height. So half into base is 10 into height is also 10. After cancellation, you will get 50 centimeter square. This is your part 1. Similarly, for part 2, they are asking you the shaded area. You have to find out the shaded area. First of all, if I find out the area of a quadrant and the area of the triangle is subtracted from the area of a quadrant, I'll get my answer. That means shaded area equals to area of quadrant minus area of triangle. So the formula for area of a quadrant is pi r square upon 4. So the value of pi is 3.142, r is 10, and it is square. That means r square, which is equal to 100 upon 4. 4 times 1 and 4, 25. Clear? So if I calculate my answer, that is 25 into 3.142. You will get the answer after the calculation. This is your answer, minus area of a triangle is 50. I can write it like this, 25 into 3.142. And if I calculate the whole answer, I'll get 28.5 centimeter square. So this is my final answer for the shaded area. ठीक है, तो किस तरीके से कैलकुलेट हुआ, आई एम रिपीटिंग इट अगेन. OABC इज अ कोऑर्डिनेट ऑफ अ सर्कल ऑफ रेडियस 10 सेंटीमीटर. ये मेरे पास एक होल क्वाड्रेंट है, OAB एंड दिस इज C. ठीक है, ये B है. OAB और C, ये पूरा एक क्वाड्रेंट है मेरे पास. क्वाड्रेंट का मतलब ये है कि बेसिकली एक सर्कल है, उसको 4 हिस्सों में डिवाइड किया. इट इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 4 parts and this is your portion. ठीक है, ये मेरा एक पोर्शन, ये पोर्शन हमने उठा के यहाँ पे ले लिया. उन्होंने कहा फर्स्ट पार्ट में द एरिया ऑफ अ ट्राइंगल OAC यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट OAC, दैट मीन्स this is a triangle and this is right angle triangle, so formula for area of a right angle triangle is half into base into height. The value of base is 10 and the value of height is also 10. After solving you will get answer 50 centimeter square. Similarly in the next part they ask you the shaded area taking pi to be 3.142, that means they ask you to find out the area of only this portion. So how can you find out? If I calculate the area of a quadrant, this is the whole area of a quadrant, and if I subtract this area of triangle from the area of a quadrant, I'll get my answer which is basically the area of this shaded region. ठीक है, तो मैंने क्या किया, अब area of a quadrant का formula मुझे पता था, this is the formula for area of a quadrant which is, since we have discussed it before, area equals to pi r square upon 4. The value of pi is 3.142, r is 10, so 10 square is 100, divided by 4, 25 into 3.4. After calculation you will get your answer. सही है, ये आपके पास आ गया area of a quadrant. The area of a triangle we have calculated it in the beginning which is 50 centimeter square. तो अब मैंने क्या करना है, to find out the area of a shaded portion I have to subtract the area of a triangle from area of a quadrant. The area of a quadrant answer is 25 into 3.142, you'll get the answers, minus area of the triangle which is 50. After subtraction I'll get my answer, that is 28.5 centimeter square. Clear? So moving on to the next question. So here is your next question. Take 2 minutes, just go through the question and try to solve it by yourself. So coming towards question number 2. Question number 2 says ABCD is a rectangle and O is the midpoint of AD. A semicircle of radius 7 centimeter is drawn on AD as diameter. The semicircle cuts the side BC at P and R such that POA equals to 30 degrees centigrade. If it is 30 degrees centigrade, that means it is also 30 degrees, and if both are 30 degrees, that means this is, for example, x, so I can say that x plus 60 equals to 180, and the value of x equals to 120 degrees. That means this value is 120 degrees. Clear? So first of all, in part 1 they ask you to calculate the value of AD. If I go through this whole side from the center to the corner, this is 7 centimeter, and since if it is a semicircle, this 7 centimeter is also over here, so 7 plus 7 will give me 14 centimeter. That means from distance from A till D is basically diameter, which is the twice of a radius, so my answer is 14 centimeter. Clear? AB. Now in the next part you have to calculate the value of AB. This is the value of AB. If I draw a straight line like this which is exactly parallel to AB, so if this is 7 centimeter, this will also be the 7 centimeter because it is the radius of a circle. This is also the radius, and this portion from O till P is also the radius of a circle because it is a semicircle, so this portion is the radius of a circle, so it is 7. I have to calculate the value of P. For example, I name it as X. So I have to calculate the value of Px. To find out the value of Px, I can apply the formula which is equal to, this is basically the triangle like this. It is a right angle triangle. It is 30. And you have to calculate the value which is Px. You have to calculate this value, and your hypotenuse is provided which is 7. This is your hypotenuse. So this is your perpendicular and this is your hypotenuse. Apply the formula in which hypotenuse and perpendicular are present. So this formula is sine theta, which is some people have, that is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So the value of perpendicular you have to find out, which is px. The value of hypotenuse is 7 and it is sine 30. So the value of sine 30 is 1 by 2 and it is 7. If I cross multiply my term, I'll get my answer, which is px equals to 3.5 centimeter. So my answer for px, if px equals to 3.5 centimeter, that means px is parallel to AB. So I can say that AB is also equal to 3.5 centimeters. So my answer is 3.5 centimeter. Clear? Moving to the third part. Third part says you have to find out the value of BP. That means this portion only. You have to find out this portion. How can you find out this portion? If this is basically this, the value from A till 0 is A0 equals to 7 centimeter. If I subtract AX from A0, I'll get the value of BP. If I subtract AX, if I subtract, sorry, not AX, XO, XO. If I subtract XO from this whole, that means if I subtract this XO from AO, I'll get the value of AX, which is basically BP. Clear? So how can I calculate my term? I have to calculate basically the value of XO. So to calculate the value of XO, I have to apply the formula on the same triangle, which is 30. Perpendicular now is provided, but we cannot use it. We can directly use hypotenuse. This is your base, this is your hypotenuse. So the formula which include hypotenuse and base is cos theta equals to base upon hypotenuse. Cos 30, which is equal to under root 3 upon 2. And hypotenuse in is 7 equals to base. So the value is 6 point, the value of base is 6.06 centimeter. This is your value for base. Clear? अभी जब मेरे पास बेस की वैल्यू आ गई, now what I have to do, I have just substitute my values in this equation. How can I substitute? The value of AO is 7 minus the value of B, which is basically XO. XO, it is 6.06. I'll get my answer 0.94 centimeter. So my answer is 0.94 centimeter. Clear? The answer for BP. Is it clear? तीनों पार्ट समझ आ गए आपको क्या हुआ इसके अंदर? ठीक है. Part 4. In part 4, you have to find out the length of the arc PQR. PQR, that means P, Q, and R. This is your sector, and we have calculated the value, which is 120. So we know the formula for the arc length. The formula for arc length is theta upon 360 into 2 pi r. The value of theta we have calculated is 120 upon 360. into 2. The value of pi is 3.142, and the value of r is basically, this is 7, this is also 7, so we can write 7, and after calculation we will get the answer which is 44 upon 3. This is the value for arc length. Clear? So we have done with part 1, part 2, part 3 and part 4, and this part is your homework. Just giving you the hint, how can you solve the question? They are asking you to find out the area of a shaded segment. It is the question as we have done the previous question. This is the shaded portion. What you have to do, just simply subtract this triangle from this sector. After subtracting this triangle from this sector, you can directly get your answer of the shaded portion. The formula for this triangle, since it is not the right angle triangle, we all know that, so the formula for this triangle is half BC sine half AB sine C, half AB sine C. This is the formula for this triangle, and the formula for area of a sector is theta upon 360 into pi r square. After subtracting, you will directly get your answer of this shaded region. Clear? You have to do it by yourself. Done with the question? Good. So moving on to the next question. So here is your question. Question says the diagram shows a sector OAB of a circle center with this, and the angle is 30 degrees. You have to calculate the value of the perimeter of a sector. Formula for perimeter of a sector, we all know that theta upon 360 into 2 pi r. This is the formula for arc length, and if we add 2r, it will become the formula for our perimeter. So the value of theta is 30 upon 360 into 2 pi, the value of r is 7, multiply by, sorry, addition of 7, this is value of r, 7 to the 14. Clear? So now after calculation, you will directly get your answer, which is 3 1 3 2 the 6. So it will become 7 pi upon 6 plus 14, and you can further solve it by using your calculator. Clear? So this is your answer for perimeter. This is a part 1. Part 2. Part 2, the area of a sector. Simple, the formula for area of a sector, you all know that theta upon 360 into pi r square. Just substitute these values, 30 upon 360 into pi, that is 3.142. All right, pi, and the value of r is 7 whole square. After calculation, you will get your answer, which is the area of a sector. Clear? समझ आ गया क्वेश्चन? कोई मसला? बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन था. क्लियर हो गया? ठीक है, मूविंग ऑन. So here is your next question. Just read the question and try to solve it. So question number 4 part A says a rectangular courtyard 17-meter long by 9.5-meter wide. That means length equals to 17-meter of a courtyard and breadth equals to 9.5 meter. This is the value for courtyard. Is to be covered by square paving slabs each of side. Okay, the square having each side is basically length is also equal to 1 upon 2, that is 0.5 meter, and breadth is also 0.5 meter. This is the value for a square which has to be covered by. And calculate the number of paving slabs. We have to calculate the paving slabs, number of paving slabs we have to calculate. How can we calculate? There is simple formula of finding number of slabs equals to जो भी एरिया कवर करना है, दैट मीन्स वी हैव टू कवर द एरिया ऑफ अ कोर्टयार्ड. तो एरिया ऑफ कोर्टयार्ड अपॉन जिस चीज से कवर करना है, दैट मीन्स एरिया ऑफ अ स्क्वायर. So simple, the formula for finding out the number of slabs which is required is that you have to just find out the area of that place which is to be covered divided by area of that thing which helps you to cover. सही है, दो चीजें मेरे पास हैं इसके अंदर. एक चीज, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू मस्ट नो द एरिया ऑफ दैट प्लेस which is to be covered divided by area of that thing through which the place is to be covered. सही है, तो दो चीजें इसके अंदर मैंने कैलकुलेट करनी है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल एरिया ऑफ अ कोर्टयार्ड जिसके अंदर मेरे पास लेंथ इंटू ब्रेथ दोनों मौजूद है. Directly it is a rectangular, so length into breadth is the formula 17 into 9.5 upon area of a square. Area of a square, that means 0.5, and you can directly write it 0.5 whole square. So my final answer is 646 tiles. So we need 646 tiles to cover this whole rectangular area of a courtyard. This is your part 1. Part 2, in part 2 they are asking you that a different area to be paved needs 390 labs. In this portion they have given you that 390 labs is the total tiles or slabs which is to be required, that is 390. Given that 1/3 of these cost, अच्छा इसका 1/3 बता दिया, that means you have to calculate 1/3 of 390. So the remaining will be obviously 2/3 of 390. So if I calculate 1/3 of 390, it is equal to 130. And if I calculate 2/3 of 390, it will be 260. So the cost 130 slabs or 130 tiles. The cost of each slab is provided. That means a cost of single slab is provided, which is $120. So if I want to calculate the cost of 130 slabs, I have to multiply it by $1.20. Similarly, if I want to calculate that the remaining cost is also provided of a single slab, which is 1.40. If I want to calculate the remaining, the cost of the remaining slab, which is 260, I have to multiply it by 1.40. So my final answer for this is 156, and for this 364. Calculate the total cost of the slab. That means the total cost of the slab I have to calculate whether they are used or not. That is 156 and 364. After addition, I'll get my answer, which is 520. This is my answer for the total cost of a slabs. Clear? ठीक है, इसे दोबारा एक दफ़ा रिवाइज कर लेते हैं क्वेश्चन को. इसमें आपसे पार्ट ए में क्या कहा गया है? A rectangular courtyard is 17 मीटर लॉन्ग बाय 9.5 मीटर वाइड. इसके अंदर आपके पास एक रेक्टेंगुलर कोर्टयार्ड है जिसकी लेंथ आपको 17 गिवन है और विड्थ इसकी कितनी है आपके पास? आपके पास इसकी विड्थ है बेसिकली 9.5, ठीक है। उसके बाद इन्होंने क्या कहा है आपको, उसके बाद उन्होंने आपसे ये कहा है कि स्क्वायर पेविंग स्लैब्स इज टू बी रिक्वायर्ड, और उसकी जो ईच साइड है वो है आपके पास 0.5 मीटर के बराबर है। कैलकुलेट द नंबर ऑफ पेविंग स्लैब्स विच विल बी कवर्ड, दैट मीन्स आपने क्या करना है, इसके अंदर टोटल नंबर ऑफ स्लैब्स निकालनी है, कितनी रिक्वायरमेंट इसकी होगी। तो सबसे पहले इसका आसान मेथड ये होता है कि आपने जब टोटल नंबर ऑफ स्लैब्स यानी जो आप टाइल्स कह लो अगर आपने फाइंड आउट करनी है, तो जो एरिया आपने जो है जिस एरिया के लिए निकालनी है उसको आपने न्यूमरेटर में रखना है, और डिनोमिनेटर में क्या रखना है आपने, जो आपके पास टाइल्स की साइज मौजूद है या एरिया आपके पास टाइल्स का मौजूद है। आपने उन दोनों को डिवाइड किया, यू विल डायरेक्टली गेट द आंसर 646, विच इज बेसिकली द नंबर ऑफ टाइल्स यू are required to fulfill or to fill the courtyard of 17 by 9.5 meter. Similarly, in part 2, a different area of the pave needed 390. एक दूसरा मेरे पास एक एरिया जिसके अंदर उन्होंने आपको 390 स्लैब्स बता दिए हैं। इन पार्ट 1 you have to calculate the number of slabs, but in part B they have provided you the number of slabs, ठीक है। तो आपके पास मौजूद है, इन्होंने ये कह दिया है कि 390 का 1/3 जो है, जो भी वैल्यू है उस, जो भी आपके पास जितने भी नंबर ऑफ स्लैब्स बनेंगे उसके अंदर जो एक स्लैब है उसकी कीमत उन्होंने आपको दे दी $1.20। दैट मीन्स कि अगर मैं इसका 1/3 निकालता हूँ, आई विल गेट माय आंसर 130। सो इफ each slab cost $1.20, that means for 130 I have to multiply it, I'll get my answer which is $156। सही है। इसी तरीके से अगर 1/3 मेरे पास जो है मुझे चाहिए या मुझे दे दिया गया है, तो रिमाइंडर कितना बचता है, 2/3 बचता है। तो 2/3 की अगर मैं वैल्यू निकालता हूँ 260 बनती है। जब 260 मेरे पास स्लैब्स की वो बात कर रहा है और एक स्लैब की वैल्यू उसने मुझे क्या दे दी है, $1.40। तो अगर मुझे 260 निकालनी है, आई हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई, उसने मांगा है टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ द स्लैब्स विच आर यूज्ड और एंड अनयूज्ड। सो आई हैव टू ऐड बोथ द वैल्यूज, आई विल गेट माय आंसर 520। तो टोटल cost for the slabs is basically $520। Clear? Next question here. So in this question they asked you to find out basically the area of a trapezium PQRS, in which P equals to Q equals to 90 degrees. That means 90 degrees shows us that the right trapezium is provided. Simple, if I draw like this, this is P, this is Q, this is 90, and this is also 90. And R is PQR. That means R is 45 degrees. I have to move like this, and this is 45 degrees. Clear? The value of PS is 17. This value is provided, which is 17. And the value of QR is 23. That means this whole value is provided, which is 23. You have to calculate the area of a trapezium. So the formula for calculating the area of a trapezium is area equals to 1/2 by sum of parallel sides into height. So the parallel sides are provided, that is 17 and 23, but the problem is that you have to find out the height. This height you have to calculate. So how can you calculate the height? If I can say PQ, and if I draw a parallel line from S like this and name it as X. So if I calculate the value of SX, I can say that this is basically the value of PQ. And how can I calculate it? First of all, I have to calculate the value of XR. How can I calculate the value of XR? Simply subtract QR, PS from QR. If I subtract PS, that is 17, from QR, which is 23, I'll get 6. The value of XR is 6. So now I can apply the formula, which is 1045 equals to the value of Sx upon perpendicular upon base, which is 6. The value of 1045 is 1. Into 6, I'll get my answer as x, which is equal to 6 centimeter. Clear? क्वेश्चन समझ आया कुछ ये किस तरीके से हो रहा है? ठीक है, तो अब अगर मैं इनकी वैल्यूज जो है मेरे पास ये 6 जब निकल के आ गया है, दैट मीन्स the value of Sx is 6, so I can say that this line is parallel to PQ, so the value is also, oh sorry, not 7, it is 6. 6, the value of also 6. Now finally I can substitute my whole term in this formula. So the formula for area is area equals to half sum of the parallel side, which is 17 plus 23. These are the two parallel sides, into height, which is 6. After calculating, my whole answer is 120 centimeters square. Clear? समझ आ गई बात? Moving to the next question. So this is your question. A piece of card is cut to the shape shown in the diagram. The perimeter of the card consists of three semicircular arcs AE, B, BDO, and OCA. Given that AO equals to OB equals, that means AO and OB, this equals to 10 and 10. And taking the value of pi, which is 3.14, to calculate the value. The length of the semicircular arc ACO, you have to calculate the value of AC and O, the length, part 1. So the formula for length is yes. What is the formula for length? Just tell me, hurry up. Hurry up, just tell me what is the formula for length. This is a semicircle. Done. This is 10. So I can say that from this point it is 5 and this point it is 5. So what is the formula for length? Just hurry up, tell me. Giving you 2 minutes, do it by yourself and tell me the answer. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Yes, tell me. The formula for length is pi r. How can you say that it is a formula for the length of a semicircle? Since you all know that the formula for the length of, that is basically the circumference of the circle, is 2 pi r, and if I want to calculate the value for semicircle, I have to divide it by 2, and my answer is pi r. So the value of pi is 3.142 and the value of r is, for this semicircle, the value of r is 5. And if I multiply my term, I'll get my answer, which is 15.71 centimeter. Clear? This is your part 1. So for mensuration, you people must know all the formulae, and if you all know the formula, you can easily solve your answer. But before this, you have to memorize the formula, or you must have the knowledge and concept. How can you find out the formula? Moving on to the next part, which is the perimeter of the card. The card consists of the whole part. First of all, this whole part, I'm just underlining it by green. This is the value for card. This 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 is the value for card. Clear? So if I want to calculate, doing second part, so this, my value is this. So length equals to pi r. The value for pi is 3.142 and the value of r for this whole semicircle, which is AFB. We are doing it for AFB, equals to, the value or the radius is basically what, 10. And if we calculate the value, 10 into 3.142, I'll get answer, which is 31.42 centimeter. They asked you to find out the perimeter of the whole card. Similarly, if I want to calculate this outline, since I have calculated this whole outline, and I want to calculate this outline from O, D and B. O, D and B. So the formula remains same, pi r, which is 3.142, and the r for this is what, 5 and 5. So I can write 5. My answer is 15.71 centimeter. Similarly, for part third part of a card, which is basically the outline of this, this is the outline. So to calculate this, I have ACO. The formula remains same. ACO equals to pi r, and my answer will remain also same, 15.71, since we have calculated in the previous part. So these are the three answers for my whole card. That is, this portion is a portion of card, this whole portion is a portion of card, and this last portion is also the portion of a card. So this is basically the card, and to get my answer, I have to add all these three, and after addition, that is 31.42 plus 15.71 plus 15.71, I'll get my answer, which is 62.8. This is my answer. Clear? Now the third part. Third part says the area of the card. I have to calculate the area of a card. The formula for area of the, the card is basically a semicircle. The formula for a semicircle is pi r square upon 2. Simple. So how can I calculate it? If we judge the question, this portion is basically the part of this portion. Am I right? This portion is the part of this portion. So if I substitute this portion in that place, so finally the whole semicircle I receive. Clear? It will become like this. This is the shaded portion. If I substitute this portion at this place, I'll get the whole portion shaded. So my final answer is that semicircle. Clear? And to calculate the area of a semicircle, my answer is 3.142, and R, which is basically from 0 till A, that is 10. So I'll get 10 square is 100 divided by 2. So my answer is finally 157.1 centimeter square. If there is any query about this, you can directly solve it again by separating into parts. First of all, calculate this, the area of this whole portion, that is a big semicircle. Then this part, subtract this part from the larger or greater semicircle. After getting the answer, you have to add this part. That means कि you have to add finally this part, which is that part. So आपने बेसिकली पहले ही उसे ऐड कर लो, यू विल डायरेक्टली गेट योर आंसर. सही है. इसे अगर दोबारा समझाऊं तो किस तरीके से है कि अगर मैं इस वाले होल सेमी सर्कल को, इसका एरिया निकालता हूं, इस पूरे सेमी सर्कल में से इस वाले सेमी सर्कल को माइनस करता हूं, तो आई विल गेट द एरिया ऑफ दिस शेडेड पोर्शन अप टिल दैट प्लेस. ठीक है, यहाँ तक मेरे पास आ जाएगा. लेकिन ये जो नीचे वाला, ये वाला जो मेरा पूरा पोर्शन है, ये वाला, तो इसको भी जो मेरा आंसर आएगा उसमें ऐड करूंगा. तो ये मेरा थोड़ा लेंदी प्रोसेस है. तो आई हैव टू यूज अ माइंड दैट दिस पोर्शन इज बेसिकली अ पार्ट ऑफ दिस पोर्शन. इफ आई सब्सटीट्यूट दिस पोर्शन एट दिस प्लेस, ठीक है, इस प्लेस पे अगर मैं सब्सटीट्यूट इसको कर देता हूँ, तो मेरे पास ये पूरा यहाँ से तो ये हट गया, एंड ये पूरा पोर्शन मेरे पास क्या हुआ, सेमी सर्कल बन गया. और सेमी सर्कल का फॉर्मूला पाई आर स्क्वायर होता है. 3.142 into 100/2. आई विल गेट माई आंसर, दैट इज 157.1 centimeter square. Clear? So up till now, is there any query regarding कोई मसला, कोई problem? If you have any, you can ask me right now, or after the class I'll upload the lesson on my YouTube channel, and you can also go through there, and if there you will find, if any query you will go through at that time, you can directly write in the comment box so that I can help you to resolve your problem. So moving on to the next part, next basically question, which is your this question. So question number 7, is there any question next? No. So question number 7 is your homework. This question is your basically homework. You have to solve it by yourself, giving you just a hint. How can you solve this question? First of all, they ask you to find out the value of px. The value of px is from this point till this point. So how can you find out the value of px? If this is your angle, that means this is your base. Clear? So the formula for px is cos theta equals to base upon hypotenuse cos 40 equals to, you have to find out the value of base, and hypotenuse is provided, that is 1.6. After multiplication you will directly get your answer for base. Clear? This is your part 1. Part 2, the height of C above the ground. You have to calculate the height of C above the ground. First of all, you must know the value of a base. So if I calculate the value of a base, my answer is 1.23. So if I want to calculate the height of C from the ground, that means I have to calculate this value and this position. This position I have to calculate this. How can I calculate it? I must know the value of C first. तो मुझे किस तरीके से वैल्यू ऑफ सी पता चलेगी? अगर ये जो 0.5 आया है, सी से एक्स तक का डिस्टेंस को अगर मैं माइनस इसमें से कर दूं, सो आई विल डायरेक्टली गेट द आंसर. सही है, मेरी बात समझ आ रही है कि आपने क्या करना है? ये जो मेरा सी से एक्स तक का डिस्टेंस है, इसको अगर मैं माइनस कर दूं किस में से? इस 0.5 में से, तो मेरा ये आंसर निकल के ये वाला आ जाएगा. लेकिन उसके लिए मुझे सी से एक्स तक का डिस्टेंस पता होना चाहिए. ठीक है, तो अब सी से एक्स तक का डिस्टेंस किस तरीके से कैलकुलेट होगा? बहुत इजी है, कोई इतना मुश्किल इसके अंदर नहीं है. आप किस तरीके से इसको कैलकुलेट करोगे? सो फॉर पार्ट 2 अब थोड़ा सा आपने क्वेश्चन को देखना है कि मैंने अगर पी एक्स मुझे पता चल गया, दैट मीन्स ये पूरी वैल्यू मुझे पता चल गई, विच इज इक्वल 1.23. if I observe my value from P till A, this is basically, if I consider this is whole a circle, तो ये मेरे पास एक रेडियस है 1.6. तो अगर ये रेडियस 1.6 है, तो ये भी मेरे पास कितना हो गया? 1.6. एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो द रेडियस, दिस इज पार्ट ऑफ अ सर्कल. तो ये भी मेरे पास पूरा P से C तक की वैल्यू कितनी है? ये पूरी, ये मेरे पास भी the value of PC is also equals to 1.6 centimeter. And the value of PX we have yet calculated, that is the value of px which is equal to 1.23 सेंटीमीटर, जो हमारी बेसिकली ये वाली बेस थी. ठीक है, अगर मुझे cx निकालना है तो आई हैव टू सब्ट्रैक्ट इट, दैट मींस cx इक्वल्स टू pc माइनस px, दैट मींस 1.6 माइनस 1.323. I'll get my answer which is 0.37. अब ये 0.37 सेंटीमीटर मेरे पास क्या आ गई? सी एक्स की वैल्यू आ गई. अभी मैंने आपसे ये कहा था कि अगर मुझे सी एक्स किसी तरह पता चल जाए फ्रॉम सब्ट्रैक्टिंग सी एस फ्रॉम 0.5, आई डायरेक्टली गेट द वैल्यू ऑफ द सी फ्रॉम द ग्राउंड. तो मैं क्या करूँगा इसको निकालने के लिए? डायरेक्टली अपने आंसर को, यानी 0.5 में से 0.37 अगर मैं सब्ट्रैक्ट करता हूँ, विच इज़ द वैल्यू ऑफ सी एक्स, आई विल डायरेक्टली गेट माई आंसर ऑफ द हाइट which is of C above the ground. So my answer is 0.1 centimeter. कुछ बात समझ आई? क्लियर हुई बात? ठीक है, सही है. अगेन इस क्वेश्चन को, इस पार्ट को थोड़ा सा देख लेते हैं. इन्होंने सबसे पहले कहा यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट द वैल्यू. आई एम जस्ट अंडरलाइनिंग इट विद द रेड ताकि आपको समझ आ जाए. ये जो आपका सी से लेके ये ग्राउंड तक का पोर्शन है, आपको ये कैलकुलेट करना है. ठीक है, यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट दिस पोर्शन. अब ये कैसे कैलकुलेट हो रहा है? अगर मैं किसी तरीके से, सबसे पहले मैंने पी एक्स की वैल्यू तो फाइंड आउट कर ली, विच इज इक्वल्स टू 1.23. ये जो पी ए है, ये अगर मेरे पास मिसाल के तौर पे एक सर्कल को अगर कंप्लीट करता है, तो दैट इज द रेडियस, एंड रेडियस फ्रॉम द सेंटर एट एनी कॉर्नर ऑफ अ सर्कल विल गिव यू द सेम आंसर. तो ये अगर 1.6 है तो ये भी 1.6 हो गया, ये भी 1.6 हो गया. ठीक है, तो अगर मुझे P से C तक की वैल्यू होल पता चल गई 1.6, एंड इफ आई सब्ट्रैक्ट Px फ्रॉम PC, Px from PC, I'll get my answer which is this. I am underlining with the blue.
मुझे ये आंसर पता चल जाए। अगर मैं P से C तक को जो मेरा आंसर है इसमें से Px को माइनस करता हूँ, आई विल गेट माई आंसर फॉर XC। मुझे XC का वैल्यू पता चल गई विच इज इक्वल्स टू 0.37। ये वाला जो पूरा पोर्शन है ये है 0.5 के। अगर मैं 0.5 में से 0.37 को सब्ट्रैक्ट करता हूँ, आई विल गेट माई आंसर फॉर दिस रेड पोर्शन विच इज बेसिकली द पॉइंट, द हाइट ऑफ द सी फ्रॉम द ग्राउंड विच इज इक्वल्स टू 0.1 centimeter. Clear?
Now I helped you to solve these two parts. And part 3 now finally is your answer, and you have to attempt it by yourself and tell me the answer in the comment box. Clear? Now ending up the session, and if there is any query regarding this, so you can ask me in the comment box, or if you directly want to ask me, you can ask me in the next class. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.